Hello and welcome to the AMS2 Community Cup. We're doing things a little differently today. I thought I would start the stream in the last little bit of practice and spend this time going through the liveries because I have noticed that it usually cuts quite a bit into qualifying. So for this practice, we are just having a look at the cars out there. And I will go through the teams in championship order. So we are starting with MVRC. Let's find an MVRC car on the track. Oh, there's none of them on the track, unfortunately. But we'll have a look at them later. We have SSR, who are in P2 in the championship. They're here in their usual green color scheme, with the cool snake graphic on the car. These are the 1986 F1 cars. I will get into them and the race soon. Then we have Team RRC. Do we have any of them on track? Do we only have one RRC driver today? It looks like it. And he's not on track. We'll visit them in qualifying, the ones that aren't on track for now, as we catch blank file. Exploring the grass, better to do that now than later. Here in the KCSR livery, they are P4 in the championship. It's very close between SSR, RRC, and KCSR in P2, 3, and 4. Very small gaps there. Then we have Team 10/10ths right here in this orange and grey-black livery. We have Team NRT. Do we have an NRT driver on track? We do, right here. This is also orange and black. I believe there's some livery sharing going on out there for some of the cars. So there's 3 cars in this class. There's 2 of them being used. And one of them only has 2 slots. So maybe that's what's going on here. I'm not entirely sure. And we have AMSU in their familiar colors here. As we watch J-Turn taking on Classic Adelaide. This is also an era-correct layout. Then next in P8 in the championship, we have SRGP right here. Let's have a look at this livery, this black and yellow livery. Some stripes on the side, I like those. And the Community Cup red front wing part. Very nice. Then we have RPM, who I noticed as I was looking through things here, are running 2 liveries, actually. One of them is Rob or Slayer here. He has tagged his name incorrectly. I have shamed him for it on Discord. Apparently he's been given the free pass. He went to the pits, but he's in that John Player Special inspired livery you just saw. And we have Donnie, who is right here in this very pink livery. Not something I've seen from RPM before. Looks like it's adorned with all the communities. So I think, actually come to think of it, they are in the car that has 2 livery slots. So I suppose maybe just 2. I believe, yes, it's dawning on me, 2 like Community Cup liveries were made for those. So these are not team specific. That's why they do not resemble RPM liveries. We have the racing engineers as Harm exits the pit lane here. There's a lot of black and orange out there. Hopefully that's not going to be too confusing when we get on track. Then we have Slipstream. Let's see here. Is he in one of the Lotus cars? Yes, he is. Do they have different cars? I think so. Here we have this very inspired livery. I like the look of it a lot. And finally, in P12 in the championship, we have Club 50. Where's Club 50? There's Club 50 with Steve Kenwood. Let's have a look. It's another orange, but not black. And there we have all the liveries as usual. Some excellent work having been done out there. Really, really well done to the people in charge of these liveries. To quickly walk you through the team's championship before we head into qualifying. MVRC is leading with a healthy gap of 85 points to SSR. 10 from them to RRC in P3. Yeah, and then we have KCSR in P4 and 10 tenths in 5th. And you've just heard the order, so I just wanted to go through the points. It's very close in between NRT and AMSU, just 1 point between them in P6 and 7. So that is going to be some exciting championship shakeups here. Right, and the RRC driver we're missing is actually quite high up in the Drivers' Championship, but is missing this round. There are drop rounds, I believe, too. So those, of course, as long as he is not used to already, he will not be impacted by missing a round. So that is very good. As the drivers are just finishing up their laps. And we head to qualifying in just a moment. We have the free practice times. Let's see if they are representative of the qualifying times. So on our server today, we have a lot of Division 2 drivers. So that is the Drivers' Championship we're looking at. Leading that one, we have Dekra, who is also fastest in practice today. And in P2, we have Slayer72, who's racing for RPM today, but still scoring for his own Drivers' Championship. So you can see everyone mostly in the M1 and just the RPM drivers. And Blue Fear in the Lotus 98T. So a quick bit about these cars. These are 80s Formula 1 cars. These are characterized by their big fat turbos, unreliable engines that are made to just last a qualifying session, and then you bolt a new one in for a Grand Prix, and then you never use those engines again. Let's head to the track and jump on board with our Division 2 leader. See how it's done out here. As he's on his outlap here, you'll probably see him taking it very easy. I am guessing the drivers will be pumping up that turbo boost pressure. And I did a quick test for fun in these. These are very difficult cars. I will tell you so much that the real life race we're replicating here had, I believe, 11 finishers. So if we have more than 11 cars finishing, we've done better than them. But if he has dialed that boost up, he is getting just a few laps out of it. I think they're very sensitive to fuel loads as well. The soft tires are they're like straight up qualifying tires. They're very much old school Formula 1, where there's no sustainability, there's no making things last. You throw stuff out. Lance, these cars are really tricky. I do not think I was anywhere close to extracting enough out of them to even get to struggle with flat spots. It's a really, really tricky combination, and I'm looking forward to see how the drivers will tackle it. With the caliber of driver we've seen in the Community Cup this year. Let me get rid of this, actually, and jump on board. Let's see with our championship leader. So there's a very delicate balance to be found in the boost pressure, because it has a huge impact on your speed on the straights, which is really the only place I think you're going to get much done here. This is private qualifying, by the way, so we will be focusing on one car at a time. We have a few liveries to look back at too. We'll probably spot them in the race though. Yeah, navigating these are a lot of 90-degree corners. Sector 1 is actually quite fun, especially for 90-degree corners. Coming up on this is a deceptive corner where you want to carry a lot more than you can in these cars. Not too much downforce on them yet. And big braking into this hairpin. Just missing the apex. Getting back on the power. You do that too quick, you will lose the rear end, trust me. It's this very tight corner too. The curbs are very 80s as well. And then we come up to this hairpin and onto the start-finish straight. It looks like we're just going a bit wide. But let's see what kind of lap this is. This is a 16.2 so far. It's provisional pole, and you see Dekra already backing out of it because you'll see drivers just doing one lap and then resetting, coming back out. Let's see how Minimus does here, because these, you're not going to get more than one peak lap out of it. Let's see if we can spot anybody on a lap. It's a bit harder with this private qualifying setup because I can only see one car at a time. I can just see when times are changing. Let's have a look with Pete of MVRC. That was one of the liveries we missed. Very MVRC. So Pete M out on his first lap here, I believe. Going through these 90-degree corners. The final one of them. Just a bit wide on the entry, I think. This chicane also, you want to cut a lot more than you can. You're just really... It's a track where you really want to get more out of it, but it's just not there. See here, the curb's just really unsettling the car. Yeah. This is really... I really hope the drivers have put their prep into this one, because goddamn, it's a really tricky combo. It's really tricky, just car and track to drive. You see, just getting loose there with plenty of speed in the car. It's just really difficult. If you have not done your prep, it would be hard to even do a useful lap here. So we jump on board with blank file. Because it's just really tricky. I think he's about to park up. Yeah, he is. It's just a really tricky combo. And when you're going to be racing it with 22 cars on track, as you see, hitting the wall here, giving it another go. Let's see with Slayer 72 if he is going for a lap here. This chicane is really easy to pick up off tracks. The drivers get 5 off tracks for this race. And that chicane, like I said, it's really easy to rack them up. Listen to these cars though. They sound pretty great, don't they? The view on the Lotus is quite good. Let's just see the speed he's carrying. Just about getting over that curb. It's Decra 16.2 is still provisional pole. Rob is up on his personal best though. Through this little complex here, another deceptive corner where you really want to go wider than you can, but the curbs are so high on this old school track layout. Just crawling through here, it probably feels like, on the power, the rear getting slightly squirmy. Where does that land him up? It is an improvement. Where is Slayer 72? He's in P8. Let's see if Dekra is out for an improvement. We have 8 minutes to go still, so still a wide open qualifying session. 3/10, closer to 4 between him and Minimus. This is very much an outlap. You can hear him just saving that engine for all he's got. don't want to put any wear on it before you go for your actual lap, because it will impact performance very quickly, and he's most likely running that boost like fully open with very little cooling to speak of to reduce the drag and everything. Coming around the hairpin down the main straight. Using all the track, hopping over those curbs. I wonder if that was off track or if that was legal. I think that was off track considering his reset. So not this time. Let's see if Minimus is going to improve his time. Very close between the top 3 now. The provisional top 3. A 114 on server 2, or 114.8. That is very, very mighty impressive. That man is just super quick. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't he hold a perfect record of winning every race so far that he's been in? I believe I read that he does. And I can check while we watch Minimus here. Let's have a look here. Jake. Yes, he has a perfect record so far. He's over on server 2. We do have some Division 1 drivers here, though. We do have Minimus. We were supposed to have Mattia, but unfortunately he could not make it, as Minimus does a little improvement, but not enough to take pole. Let's watch Domschka here. SSR on for a very good start. Yeah. Who else do we have? We have Blank File. He's also in Division 1. And so is J-Turn. So we do have ourselves a few Division 1 drivers here, but most of them are definitely on server 2. Right, so we have Domschka on an outlap here. Let's jump on board with someone we have not been watching yet. See what the Rocco's got. He has reset, I think. He's usually one of the quicker guys. He may be struggling with this one specifically. Bruce Law out here. I think he has just started the lap, going through all the 90-degree corners. Handling them pretty masterfully. Through the last one here. Through the chicane. Handling that quite well too. Round he goes here. Not using the curb. Probably wise with how high they are. Round that corner. Oh, just getting unsettled on that inside curb, but he keeps going. Is he on an outlap, I wonder? Because I did see the delta was quite high. Yeah, he must be on an outlap. He's pushing a lot for someone on an outlap, I would think. But maybe that is his strategy. Using the outlap for practice, perhaps. Alright, so he should be starting his lap now. Really using all of that chicane. Hey, that was so close to that curb too. Just going a little wide. I think he took that entry a little hot. The second 90-degree into the third and last one. Those are actually, like I said, quite fun for 90-degree corners. So this little, not really a chicane, but left-right. And another 90-degree right-hander with very, very sketchy curbs. Out here, you want to throw the car, and this is what happens when you do it too much. Was that track limits, I wonder? He keeps going. Or does he? He does not. I have Redacted is here too. He is also in Division 1. Let's see what we have going on here. If D-Crust still attempting to improve, he's up 2 tenths. Can he make it a clean 116? Did look like just as we switched to him that he was making perhaps a mistake. Not entirely sure. Still up a few hundredths. Just coming round that long couple corners there. I think it's like a double left into the hairpin. Let's see how he negotiates that one. Very well is the answer, I think. And that is an improvement to a 115.8. It's the first driver to break the 115 barrier. Can Minimus respond? Oh, looking very rapid through that chicane. Yeah, I think we will be seeing a wide variety of strategies today regarding engine, preservation, tires, and everything. Probably fuel too, so I believe refueling is not allowed today. So the drivers will have to be driving around with very, very heavy cars. Very tight on server 2, I hear. As Minimus crosses the line, 4 tenths off his best. So not for this time. And I don't think he will get another chance. So Dekra is not out. So I think everybody will be on their final laps now. Let's have a look with J Turn, who is up in P4. There we go. Game was a bit unhappy with me. We have J Turn pitting, just practicing his pit entry maybe. Let's have a look with Redacted. Can he improve? One of the final drivers still out there. Coming around this hairpin, it's a bit wide. But you can perhaps carry some speed there, especially when you don't need to preserve the tires. That is him in P8. You have DeRocco. Ooh. Going for his final lap. Wide round there. I think he may be having some connection troubles. I will switch us to trackside. Car looks like it's seen better days. As he crosses the line and improves to P14. That is the final driver across the line. So I believe we shall be waiting a moment for a little briefing for the drivers. It's a high pit speed limit I just saw there. It'll be 200 kilometers an hour, so they can blast through there. There's been a rule change for the Community Cup. Drive-thrus must now be served within 3 laps, as we are getting ready to go here. So let me quickly introduce this race, because I don't think I did that. What we're looking at is a recreation of the 1986 Formula 1 Australian Grand Prix. Half distance, so we're doing 41 laps. Most people are in the Model 1, a couple in the Lotus 98T, 3 drivers to be exact. We have a few overtaking spots. I still think it will mainly be the straights. There won't be any weather changes. It'll just be medium cloud all the way through. And like I said, they will have 5 track limit warnings, and they're very easy to rack up in the in turn 1 in the chicane there. No refueling. We have 3 potential strategies. We have a 0 stop on hard tires. We have a 1 stop with maybe a mix of mediums and hards. We have a 2 stop with mediums. Like I said, the softs will melt and are made for qualifying and to be thrown away. The pit entry will be very risky, so look out for that, because you have to brake on the racing line. And the exit takes you straight into the chicane, so very risky again. And yeah, the drivers will be running various levels of boost depending on how much risk they're willing to take. If they induce too much damage on the engine, which again is made for 1 Grand Prix and then be thrown away in this instance. Let's follow here. It's a very high track temperature out there. But yeah, if they induce too much damage... Oh, and that looks like there was someone not starting back in the back of the field. And let's see what's going on here. Minimus has overtaken for P1. There's a lot of happening on this start. J-Turn is up in P3. Oh, damn, and there's moves happening behind. There's side-by-side here. Who is that? There's Domschka and Blankfile. Side-by-side as some people miss the corner. Let me get the track map back so we have an idea of what's going on. Oh, man, there are people in the walls everywhere. The carnage. Oh, dear. Is everyone alive, I wonder? Let's see, we have Blue Fear. It's the hardest hit of them all. There's a wing, it looks like, flying there. Is anyone missing a wing? Can we find someone missing a wing? Oh, wow. A Slayer is going for a move here. Not quite sticking. So like I said, how much risk you want to take is very, very, very dependent on how willing you are to risk mechanical failure later in the race. But if you do not have that mechanical failure, you will have plenty of straight line speed. What a chaotic start we had ourselves here. As Blankfile and Redacted still going at it. The lead cars have pulled away a little bit. Maybe running a more aggressive strategy. Oh, just jumping the chicane there. I bet that must have been one of his track limit warnings. Yeah, there's been a lot of shake-up out on track after that start. It was quite chaotic. But it looks like we do have one non-finisher. It looks like, or he's in the pit at least. I think maybe he's taking repairs, so no DNF. Yeah, let's jump back to Blankfile and company. So it looks like they're just settling into their positions for the moment. Not going to be an easy track, like I said. I did not know Minimus was finished for Goat. Why would he be... I'm wondering why he nicknamed himself after such an animal. As we have... Was that an attempted move? We have the SSR cars sandwiching Minimus. And that gap they had built up seems to be completely gone. So we jump on board with Domschka. Try and get the best seats in the house for the lead battle. You can just hear how hesitant they are to get on the throttle out there. It's such an easy car to lose the rear jumping the chicane there. Let's jump on board with Minimus, see if he can make any moves. I doubt there are any to be made around here. Just following through here, waiting for a straight line to try and do something in. Let's see here. He's not really closing in. Through here it looks like Dikra is more confident to carry speed through. Let's check back in. A little further back in the field, it looks like we have Bruce Law, Grumpy Old Fart, and even Slayer 72 going for moves, and both of those going wide. That allows Bruce Law to take the position as there's a crash up ahead. That is Minimus out of contention for the lead. There's a spin for the KCSR car. Oh goodness, Slayer is hit. Oh, we catch all the chaos right there. Oh, what has that done to the standings? Damska is now leading with Dikra close behind, and J-Turn trying to go for something here into turn 1, but backing out or just not having enough speed. Looks like he had a better run through the chicane, but nowhere to go with it. As we have a whole bunch of cars all wanting to compete for the lead here. Oh my. Damska is now pulling away a little bit, and Dikra is having to defend from moves from J-Turn, who in turn is having to defend from Redacted, who in turn is having to defend from Bruce Law. We have a whole train here. Let's try and get some good seats for this move. J-Turn going in deep, and he makes it stick. Will Dikra be able to respond? J-Turn defends. Dikra goes for the outside. He takes it back. But who comes out on top here? J-Turn. They're going around the hairpin here side by side. J-Turn still on the inside. And he settles in. Does not let Redacted pass. Oh my, oh my. There's still some hard racing happening here, I think, folks. Going around the hairpin here. The apex is hard to stay with. Easy to go wide. J-Turn has another run. I think he may be running a bit more boost than Dikra, but does not make it happen as we see Redacted take the curb wide. Oh, J-Turn's wanting to go for it everywhere. He's super aggressive today. Not how we're used to seeing him. He's usually, in my experience, a more conservative driver. But today, oh my, he wants it. Tries it round the outside through this left-right. That's not gonna work. And all of this fighting is allowing Damska to just run away. I wonder if SSR have decided to prioritize that gap, and we are seeing Dikra playing Alonso at Monaco. J-Turn definitely desperate to get by. Seems like this car and this track is right up his alley. He is shining like we've never seen before. As he tries the outside again, it's not gonna stick. But he has compromised Dikra going into this hairpin. Dikra does park it a little bit on the apex, I think. Will that have impacted J-Turn? I think it has. This battle seemingly can go on forever. We have Slayer 72 close behind, wanting to join in. Yeah, he's had a Red Bull. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all these things play out, and we don't know what tire strategies people are running, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting. We have Minimus trying to recover back here. Blankfile and Duraco racing close ahead. Let's just jump on board here. I think Blank File may be able to make a move. No, not for now. Check back in with J-Turn. Wait, how did... Oh yeah, never mind. I was just switching some people around. J-Turn still trying to go for it. We have constant moves being made by the man himself here. Will remind you, the man who... I think it's safe to say without him and Roy, this would not be happening. So I cannot help but cheer for him when he's out there doing well. Oh, as we have Dekra diving into the pits. I wonder what that's all about. Is he about to take tires already? As we enter lap 7, J-Turn now unleashed, but he has Slayer 72 and Linus Valimento close behind. Will they be putting on the moves like he was on Dekra, or will they try and let him, and by extension them, catch up to the leader, who is now 12 seconds up the road, cruising. Let's check in with Dekra, who is in the pits. Wonder what he is getting done to the car. You would think if he was taking tires, he would be out by now, so I suspect he may be repairing damage. As Minimus is still on the recovery, he is in P10. Bruce Law, Tines, and Duraco in a close battle behind, or in front of him, rather. Looks like Tines trying to go for something here. Actually, I forgot once again. Let me get this overlay going so you know who we're watching. Minimus, one of the favorites for this race. Just working his way back forward. As the cars go very close through this hairpin. It looks like Tines has made a position up ahead. Bruce with a run here, but can he use it? I think we're seeing a bit of a defense from Duraco, and that is enough to stop anything from happening there. J-Turn slowly starting to close the gap to the leader, down to 11 seconds now. So Domschka cannot take it as easy as he's been taking it. Maybe he's been saving a bit of engine performance. Just to have something to use later in the race, as we have a yellow flag in... Where's that? That is... Ooh, that is a car that I don't think will be continuing this race, unfortunately. Dekra still in the pit. I wonder if he has retired his car. So we should be passing by Harm here. There it is. That is a car that is not going anywhere, unfortunately. Paddy, I want you to know I appreciate that joke a lot. No harm done. As we see Bruce Law here trying to make a move on Duraco. Will he succeed? No, he did not. Not this time round. Just getting very, very close. Just having to keep up and follow through these 90-degree corners. There's no moves to be made here. Just have to keep up and hope you are close enough to do something when you get back to a straight, I think. Ooh, just over that curb. That has unsettled the car for sure. I don't think Minimus was close enough to make any moves as a result. We have a little bit of a defense from Duraco here. He is feeling pressured. Minimus right on Bruce now. Or so it looks. There's a little bit of a gap still. Let's try and watch this battle from his onboard. I think we have Slayer 72 He is dropping down. He is going into the pit lane. Did he pick up some damage, I wonder? The car looks fine visually. What is he up to? Pitting after 10 laps? I do not think that is planned. But I'm not sure. Are tires replaced? It's hard to tell. Looks like he is pitting for damage. He's staying in there for longer than a tire stop would take, I think. And in case you're wondering why there are 3 MVRC drivers in the standings, Slayer72, ooh, what is that behind? That was some contact. Slayer72 is driving for RPM today. He has just not gotten his nick updated. As Minimus is now up to P7 as a result of that bit of contact there. That will unleash him to go for Mr. Ott. Assuming no moves are made here. And J Turn has gotten himself a comfy gap now. Not catching the leader, but no one behind him either. So that he'll probably be quite happy with that. Tines going into the pit lane now. I think Minimus having to go on the defensive here. From Bruce Law. As they have now caught up to Ott, more or less. Ooh, Minimus getting very close to the wall there. Bruce Law having to very much back out. Speed of the car had compromised. Once again, mounting the curb. Bruce sees the opportunity, but Minimus flies away. I do wonder if they are very, very different on the boost pressure. I think so. Look at the straight line speed difference. Look how much Minimus just opens that gap as soon as they're going in a straight line. Does look like he is using a bit more boost. Bruce just locking up there, I think. As we have the leader in the pit lane now, Domschka. That leaves J Turn as our race leader now. So Domschka probably doing the 1 or 2 stop. Not entirely sure what the expected lifespan of the medium tires is. Or if he started on them for that matter. That is a good shout, Paddy. If they were using the boost button, which temporarily puts the turbo to 100%, they will definitely have worn their engines already, because that thing just really kills it. From my understanding, the boost button here, you'll basically want to save it for the end, and if you have engine wear to spare, you have one straight where you can use it, and then that's it, because otherwise your engine will just be toast. Unless you're just running very, very low pressure, I suppose, and using it momentarily, but that will be way slower. Overall, I think running low boost during the lap and then using it as a boost, as a push to pass, will be a lot slower for the race distance. Let's hop back to Bruce and Linus and Minimus. Minimus just opening up the gap. Oh, as we see, as I said, having to slow down on the racing line to get into the pit lane. That's very, very risky. And there's a lot of traffic you're potentially dealing with if you're pitting. The field is quite spread now. Oh, that is Minimus in the wall. Once again, has he taken damage to the car? Surely it's not in tip-top shape anymore. It's not his day today. Looks like he is able to continue. It did not cost more than one position, thanks to the pit stop in front of him and the gap that he had built. Who do we have here? We have Andy and DeRocco. Ooh, as Andy spins out after going over that curb. Car stays intact. I do believe we're running a lower damage scale. Minimus, I do not believe has been in the pit lane. No. Or did he for damage? That is a car off behind. Who was that? That must have been DeRocco. Yo, yo, yo. That car is... I think we are watching some netcode issues here. Because that is not how a car is supposed to move. Oh dear, yeah, he is in the pit lane. His connection seems to be struggling a bit today. So we now have Redacted and Tines going at it. Yeah, I believe that would be lag. He was just warping a bit around in qualifying as well. I think that would be lag, yes. Just seeming to catch up here to a lapped car. Who is that? Hard to see. He moves over and leaves the space for them to race. Good sport there. That is P20. That is Chris H. That's... Ooh, going wide into the hairpin there. Tina's not able to capitalize just yet. Let's see, I think we have a move being made right here between Donnie and Andy, as I think there was a bit of contact there with Linus coming back from hitting the wall and Andy not expecting him to bleed off that speed, I think. Redacted and Tines seem to have swapped positions. Wonder if that was a mistake or something, letting that happen with how big the gap is already. Domschka back into P2, catching J-turn. Keep in mind, only one of them have pitted. That is a... Who was that in the wall? Not entirely sure. Pete and... No, I misread that gap. Let's jump on board with Ott and Andy here. Have a look at their battle. With DeRocco right behind. Jumping over the curb, the both of them. Staying very tight on the straight as he dives to the inside. Gaining the track position. That is a very, very, very well executed move. With margin to spare even. He flies away out of the corner. Can DeRocco repeat that success? Oh, as his connection, I think, screws him over again. I'm sure his car will recover momentarily. Or will it? Oh dear. Let's jump on board with the leaders, as Domschka has now caught J-turn. We'll have to pull out the move. I think J-turn may be on a bit more of a conservative strategy. Let's watch Minimus and Tines. So if I were to guess, J-turn is on a more conservative strategy than Domschka. Domschka is on fresher tires. He's been in the pit lane. I think that may be DeRocco out of the race. Minimus very much on a recovery here. Tines behind him. Going for the move. Will it stick? It will not. He backs out for this time round. But in a moment he will have the main straight to try again. Just going a bit wide round there. Lets Minimus open it up a tiny bit more, and there's a lapped car in front of him. Minimus going into pit lane, it seems. And that just unsettles Tines. Makes him go deep, perhaps. As the leaders are now neck and neck. Domschke having to find his way by J-Turn to let his strategy work. J-Turn holding him up for now, and ensuring he will not be able to extract the pace that he's probably holding on to for the moment. J-Turn just really opening it up on the straight here. I think he's running a boatload of boost, or being very liberal with his use of the boost button, because look how much he flies away on the straights, making it very difficult for Domschke to get anywhere. Because there's not a lot of corners where you can get anything done here without a mistake from the driver in front. I do want to spotlight some of the other battles going on, but this one is for the lead. Really eating that curb on the chicane. 3/10 between them. As it looks like, yeah, J-Turn may have made a little mistake there, but nowhere to capitalize on it for Domschke. He has more speed coming out here too, but again, just no time to capitalize. This is very much a street circuit. Carries more speed through the left, right. He's definitely set up to be faster through the corners. But J-Turn just has that straight line speed. Look at that. Look how much it opens up as soon as there's a straight line. So there's really nowhere for Domschke to go. This may be compromising his strategy quite a bit, as he will probably be wanting to push harder on the tires than J-Turn is allowing. J-Turn going a little bit wide, but just blocking Domschke off from capitalizing. Oh, now Domschke has the run, but again, every time he has it, there's nowhere to use it. He's right on the rear wing of J-Turn, opening it up the corner, trying to get a good exit. Will he keep up on the straight? He will. Just making himself known on the inside there, but nowhere to go. He's not close enough. Let's quickly... Oh, and that's actually all allowed blank file to catch up this. Quickly jump, have a look with, or maybe that battle has broken up. It seems it has. Stay with the leaders in that case. We have more cars pitting here. Looks like the gap has just opened back up a little bit. I do believe there will be a chunk of dirty air in these cars as well. Let's have a look with Ott and Linus. And that dirty air will definitely also be impacting you through some of these corners. Looks like just keeping up for now as we approach the halfway point of the race in a few laps, with J-Turn in the lead after some aggressive racing to get there. See if Domschke can get anything out of it this time around as we approach the straight. Just going around there. Both drivers taking that corner masterfully. J-Turn just really getting the crazy exits out of there. I wonder if he's using the boost button just to get that speed, or if he's just running a much slippier car. Because he does seem to be struggling in the corners, but he's also on older tires and maybe a harder compound, who knows. I don't think we have any way to see what tire they're on for the moment. We don't. As Domschka dives into the pit lane for another stop, I wonder if he is thinking he can pit his way out of being stuck behind J-Turn. But that basically means, because he's spent this whole stint stuck behind, I would guess that his this whole stint in his strategy is probably super compromised, because he will not have been able to extract the pace out of those tires he took from the first stop that he would want to. Donnie goes for the pit lane as well. Minimus now in P9. So I think the gaps on track outside the top 3 have opened up quite a bit. Let's see, for now J-Turn is getting to run on his own. There's no traffic in his immediate future either, as he goes into the pit lane. So I would wager he is doing the one stop. So he's probably been spending the race so far on either a set of mediums or hards. And if he's been on mediums, then I suspect he will be on hards now, or vice versa. Not sure how he will have wanted to play this, but that does promote Domschka to the lead, with J-Turn and Blank File battling right behind. So J-Turn really coming out well here so far. Oh, and that's a piece of car on the track there. I wonder what that may have been. Looked like a rear wing. Maybe a piece of car that was on the track and got hit. See here, J-Turn just really with the super strong corner exits. Wow. It's really crazy how much he opens up the gaps on every straight. Hopefully he's not doing so at expense of his engine. Because this would be a super strong result for him. As we have someone pitting in front, just unsettling him. That allows Blank File to get alongside. Let's see who gets the better corner exit here. J-Turn just flying past with that boost or slippery car, whatever it is he's doing. He's working some magic to just be unbeatable on the straights. Very impressive from him out there. Tinez just looming behind. So we're now halfway into this race. Some great racing on display so far. Hello, Harm. It's good to have you, but of course, unfortunate knowing the reason. I hope you enjoyed yourself out there for as long as you had. Donnie and Grumpy Old Fart are going at it. Just not quite the same pace through there. See, I think we have Ott and Linus battling again. That is unfortunate to hear, mate. That was it did not look a fun DNF. Oh, as Ott just goes deep. Oh, was that a lockup? Just allows Linus to have a moment of calm. It's Blank File still chasing down J-Turn. Damska being allowed to run away a little bit. He's 3.5 seconds up the road now. Blank File will be wanting to get by, I think. But, I mean, we still have more than 11 cars left out there. So we're still doing better than the real-life race. Even if I do believe we have a little less damage than they did back in the day. A bit more forgiving here. Yeah, going into this one with not all the prep in the world, I think, is a surefire way to just not have a great time. As we jump on board with Slayer72, looks like he may have just been in an incident with Donnie just a moment ago. Both were going slow, and Donnie, I think, was parked off track. Just thought there was a battle to be seen. I'm not sure if Slayer72 was attempting to wait for him and decided he couldn't. Hard to know without knowing exactly what happened. We've had some really exciting racing, and then slowly, as pit stops have been happening, the field has been spreading out. J-Turn has been in some really aggressive battles throughout, putting him in a well-deserved P2 so far. He was like I was saying at the time, I know him as quite a conservative racer, and he was making all the moves in the world, really wanting to get by. As Paddy said, I think he's had a Red Bull before this race. Yeah, it was a very, very good first half so far. But it has settled down, has gotten a bit quieter. Blank File and J-Turn are certainly going at it still. Damska is running away a little bit, but not opening the gap as fast as I actually would have expected with these two fighting behind. But yeah, the field spread is pretty big now. I guess also with the incidents that have been happening. The start was quite chaotic the first couple of laps. We had people off everywhere, as I'm sure you're aware. Ooh, there's a piece of orange car. Who was that? It looked like it was perhaps, yeah, Chris H. No front wing. He's gonna have to limp it back to the pit lane, and he's got a bunch of traffic incoming. That's gonna be something to manage for him. Check in with Minimus and Redacted here. Looks like they are in a bit of a battle. Minimus on his recovery drive after a couple of visits with the wall. Date with barrier, as you might call it. Little wide through here, but nothing to be really done to capitalize, I don't think. Oh, but that's a lot of speed Redacted is carrying through there. Minimus just holding on to it, but Redacted going side by side. Will he hold the inside? He does better on the brakes, makes the apex. And I think that is the move done on Minimus. Will he have anything to respond? Yeah, J-Turn's car seems to be an absolute rocket on every straight. It's really hard for anyone to get past him. Because he just, every time there's a straight line, he flies off into the distance. It looks like he is starting to close the gap on Domschka, actually. It's down to 2.5 seconds now. The gap to Blank File has opened up a bit. So maybe he has picked up the pace, or maybe the SSR and KCSR cars have just been slowing down a bit, maybe try to manage their engines. So it looks like we have Ott and Steve Kenwood in a race here. Ooh, is that Minimus ahead? No, that is a very damaged car of some kind with a very wobbly rear wing. I believe that may be Blue Fear we just saw. As we see Ott going for the move. Will he hold on to it? He does. He makes the apex. That is a beautifully executed pass into that hairpin. Seems to be a driver favorite for overtakes. Let us check back in with these P2 and 3 cars. The battle's still going on. We try and show how much of a rocket J-Turn's car is. We get very close here in the braking zone. There's a little lockup for Blank File. And then just goodbye, says J-Turn. Flies off into the distance on the straight. Like I said, very, very hard to pass when you just cannot stay close on the straight. Going into the left, right. This is usually somewhere J-Turn's car is not as strong. As you see, Blank File just closing up here. But then, again, bye-bye, says J-Turn. Every time there's anything resembling a straight line, he's just gone. Look at this. Look how far up the road he suddenly is. He is really, 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 like I said, either running a super slippery car or just really enjoying himself with that boost. Which, if he is, may come at the cost of very big engine wear, but I think he's the type of guy to have that figured out and nailed, or he's just gambling that he won't get mechanical failures from too much wear, as long as he doesn't blow it up. It's only a risk of mechanical failure, not a guarantee. See here with Linus and Steve Kenwood. I think Linus may have a bit of a run here. He dives out. Oh, just thinks about diving in. He gets it sold. Steve Kenwood complies. And that is the position made up for Linus. J-Turn just doing an excellent job to hold on to this P2, and I do think he's done with his pit stops for today. And staying surprisingly close again to Domschke, considering how quick he was earlier. Domschke, I mean. So J-Turn really holding on to the pace. I do not think this top 3 is in any way settled yet. Well, maybe who's in it, but not the order of them. Blank file is getting close again. I just compromised a bit there in the left-right. Let's have a look here with Grumpy Old Fart and Slayer 72. Not sure if there's a pass that's just happened there or one about to happen, so to speak. Could be that one has just happened. Grumpy Old Fart's car looking quite uncomfortable. Just going quite deep through that hairpin. J-Turn now a second and a half from the leader. Martinez is now in the pit lane. That is going to pull him back a few positions. I think Domschke has caught some traffic or is about to. Who's that ahead of him? That may be... Is it Donnie? Or is it someone we can't see in the standings? It is Donnie. And that has allowed J-Turn to get real close. 7/10, 6-5. Just a rocket in a straight line, that car. And now he'll have the slipstream to boot. Assuming he's not going to stop again, this is going to be a brilliant result for him. Negotiating the chicane really cleanly. Like I said, super easy to pick up some off tracks there. I think J-Turn has been riding it right on the limit the whole way through. Gap just opening back up. I think the lapped car was just unsettling Domschke enough to temporarily let J-Turn get quite close, but you can see we're back on the straight now, which is where J-Turn's car shines. Let's see, we go from 1 second to 9/10 to 8/10, right back to 6.5 and we have another bit of straight coming up. You know what? I think he's closer than he was on the previous lap. I think what we're seeing is J-Turn catching. half a second now. Let's see. Will he get anything done on this straight? I don't think it's quite long enough for him to do so. And now we are coming into the sector of track, which is basically everything but sector 2. I guess there's a long straight, and sector 1, or the first straight. Everywhere that isn't completely straight, his car is compromised, I think. But man, in the straight lines, he flies. He's keeping the gap pretty close still. 7/10, and we're coming up on the big straight. I think we're going to see a move within a few laps here. Barring mistakes, of course. Let's see here. Will he be able to send it? He makes himself visible in the mirror. The J-turn, I know, would back out of that, but he sends it. He locks up a little bit, and is it a spin? No, it's a drift. He's taken the lead. Will Domschke respond? Will he be able to respond? We're coming up on the main straight. He makes himself known in the mirror, but there's nowhere to go for him. J-turn just taking this hairpin. And look on the straight how much it opens up. It's not as much as we've seen with other cars. Maybe Domschke using the boost button. Just hopping the chicane. J-turn placing the car so there's nowhere to go. He has to brake and back out. Now this is the part of the track where Domschke is faster, I think. So he's got half a second to close up and a move to make on a car that is an absolute rocket in a straight line. Going left, going right. The gap is up to 7/10. And here come the straights. Just watch as J-turn's car disappears into the distance. No one has any response to that. He's gone. Blank file is now closer to Domschke than Domschke is to J-turn. We have the lapped car getting himself out of the way there. Oh, and who that is? Domschke going into pit lane again. Is that his third stop? Ott and Minimus are battling here. Let's keep an eye on Blank File, see if he can close the gap to J-turn. But until then, watch these two duke it out. Ott just going a bit too hot into that right-hander. So Domschke now, with 10 seconds to go, finds himself with 15 seconds to close. If he wants that lead back. Looks like J-turn is keeping that gap where it was. Ott is really close to Minimus now. Oh, and there's a move to be made here. Or is there? Minimus just picking up the speed. It's just me, or does it look like some part of the rear of his car is wobbling? It definitely is. That must be some kind of damage. Because I don't think I've seen that on any of the other cars. I don't see it on this one. Blank File is now super close to J-turn. I'll be ready to pounce over to watch them in case it looks like a move is about to happen. think they're just on the big straight right now. They are coming up on traffic. So let's see if the traffic will be compliant. Just going on to the straight here, blank file 3/10 behind. But again, J-Turn's car, rocket ship on the straight. Nothing to be had there. Yeah, this is a stellar performance from Jim. He is just really doing everything right in this race. Aggressive when it comes to making moves without being boneheaded. Placing his car in all the right ways when someone gets too close. Just closing it off, and then in the straight, as will be proven here, no doubt, just a rocket ship, so there's nothing to be done. Even if he has a poor exit, no one can capitalize on it. Just look how much he flies away as soon as they're on a straight. If the engine can keep it up, he's gonna get himself a win here, I think. Both the drivers are just a bit unsettled through that corner. Now we're approaching the start-finish straight, where J-Turn will once again most likely fly away. Blank file going a little deep, J-Turn taking a bit of a shallow entry. So we now reach lap 40 out of 46. Oh wait, no, it's not 46, it's 41. This is the penultimate lap. Why did I think it was 46? I've thought the whole race it was 46. This is really for the win now. Blank file really close this time around. Is there a move to be made? We'll have to really send it into this hairpin. But J-Turn with the much cleaner exit and much better top speed, I think. And acceleration for sure. And now they're catching traffic. How will J-Turn negotiate it? Will this be the deciding factor? Domschke still only having caught halfway up after his pit stop. Let's see how these guys negotiate the traffic now. J-Turn just pulling away on the straight again. This is our final lap, I believe, you guys. One more lap. Who will take it? Will we see a desperate move for the win? Ooh, J-Turn just, like I said, placing his car in all the right places, but he's compromised. Blank file goes on the inside through the left, right, I can't even speak. Blank file goes through and takes the lead on the final lap. Will J-Turn have a response? He has a couple of straights where his car does best, but blank file has 4/10. Is that enough? Can he take it? Will J-Turn go for it? J-Turn, he's going for it. Sends it up the inside. Spectacular. Goes deep. Blank file back, and I think that settles it. I think that is settled. Domschke takes P2. J-Turn down to P3. The hopes, the dreams. I was rooting for this man. What a dramatic finish for J-Turn. Oh man, I am hoping to speak to him after this. Blank file takes the win. Domschke in P2, J-Turn in P3. What a dramatic finish. Wow. Wow, very, very well done to everyone out there. This is a treacherous combo. Even just surviving it is an accomplishment in itself. God, what a final lap, huh? Very well done to the guys out there. What a finish. I think we had the best seats in the house for it. Holy, that was so impressive. Let's see if we get the privilege of speaking to Jim, Blankfile, and Domska. I would like them all here for a group interview, if possible. And congratulations to Blankfile. Very well done to him. Oh, look at that tire wear in the HUD. Those are tired. Ba-dum-ts. What a finish, man. Let's see if any of them pop in here. Yeah, Donato, I think I would. With Donatoto there. I'm sure they're all just wishing each other GG's over in the driver chat. So we'll give him a minute. To pop on over. I think we have our first guest. It is our race winner, Mr. Blankfile himself. Let's get him here on stage. And who else is here? That is Mr. J Turn. I will invite him up to speak alongside because wow, you guys, what a battle at the end there. I was following it so closely. God, what a finish. I want to hear from you guys. J Turn, what an impressive run you had all the way through. And Blankfile, what a move you ended up making there.
That was just no words for that. Epic, I guess. Oh man. Whew. I was, for the last 3 laps, I was fully on the boost button. So trying to make something happen, but yeah, that was some really good racing, man. J-Turn, really good. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you, man. I think you deserved it. I mean, I got lucky with the tactics and the way things fell about. It was strange at the start. I don't know what was going on with SSR, with one driver being incredibly quick, the other one seeming to have no boost, except for when he pressed the boost button whenever you tried to get by the side of him. So that led the SSR guys to getting a really good lead. And I know you kind of, I think you got spun or something happened, did it, early on when you misjudged that slow car? Was that correct?
I got spun, yeah. The track in front of me was pretty much blocked, so I had to brake, and then I got hit from behind and got spun around.
Yeah, I happened to be going for the overtake then, so I just cruised through on the inside and thought, oh, that's very lucky. And then the way it planned out, it was just meant that the one stop was perfect. I had you speedy boys who'd pitted early behind me, and I was thinking, yeah, I'm just going to slow you up, man. I wasn't trying to be slow. I was going as quick as I could on very worn tyres. So, and that worked in my favour. But well done, man. You were the quicker driver, and Domska as well. You were both the, don't know if Domska's in here, but you were both the quicker drivers. I was just crossing my fingers that I might be able to grab a cheeky win. The back markers at the end just allowed you to get right on top of me, and you made the move and you made it stick. It wasn't the back marker's fault, but it just happened to happen in the twisty stuff, and I couldn't get round them, and I couldn't do anything basically. You did a great job, man. And apologies for the the push to pass, as it were, and then outbroke myself. And thank you for not being collected in my mistake.
Yeah, I saw it coming. No, no worries.
Yeah, you could. I was like, it suddenly appeared next to you. I was thinking, I was surprised you didn't do it yourself, but it suddenly appeared next to you, and I thought, yeah. And then I tried to slow down. I was like, yeah, your tyres are knackered, Jim. This is why you've not been driving like this for the last 10 laps. But yeah, good racing, man. Really appreciated it.
Yeah, great job, you both. Jim, I would like to hear about your setup because you were such a rocket on the straight, man. Were you using like the full boost, or what was going on there?
No. I used it once on the last lap. That was the only time I used it. I was running 72% boost. I am H pattern shifting, which does offer a gear changing advantage. So I'm full heel and toe H pattern shifting. So AMS2 allows you to shift quicker if you H pattern shift. Some people use auto clutch and still use a shifter to gain that same advantage. But yeah, so that might be why I was able to get the power down a bit quicker, maybe due to the shifting. I don't know, but and it wasn't my setup. Statues set up from the time trial, tweaked to a H pattern shifting setup, so I'm not changing gears when I don't want to be. So yeah, all credit to Statue there for that setup, and then a huge number of practice laps. As I say, really did not expect to be on podium or even a chance for a win. I thought if I got top 10, I'd be doing all right.
That was a great job out there in the end. Next up, let us speak to Darmska, our P2 finisher. I would like to hear a bit about your strategy as well. Was that 3 stops you ended up doing?
Yes, it was a 3-stop strategy. It was quite spontaneous because I had softs and I knew they were finished. And I also knew that the delta was very nice, I would say, because you saw it. I gained like 3 seconds after my pit stop. Sadly, it was a lap too late that I pitted, but yeah, it wasn't planned. Also, it was like spontaneous because I thought I could keep them behind, but I realized I couldn't do it. And after J-Tom passed me, I knew I had to do something different, and I thought, yeah, 3-stop strategy might work out, and it did kinda. Yeah, 1 lap more, you know.
Yeah, 1 more lap, it would have been there. That was very well executed, though. You were super quick throughout the whole thing. So yeah, congratulations on the 2nd place, man. That was super well deserved.
Thank you.
Excellent. Let us see here. I will just give everyone a chance to raise their hand if they would like to speak. Because I do see some people in here, but if no one does, then I will wrap up. They're just here to listen. You never really know. So please use the raise hand button. I will give you a few seconds. Do have a volunteer. I will invite Mr. Slayer 72 up on the stage. Welcome, man. That was a eventful race for you as well, from what I remember.
Yeah, I mean, quali, I quite didn't nail my lap. I had a good final lap that got me into, I don't know where I started. I think I started about P8, something like that, maybe a bit higher. But yeah, I didn't quite nail it, but I still had a good place in the Lotus when all the other M1s were around me. But getting into the race, I bogged down off the start. Got overtaken by a few cars in the first lap, but I was trying to just dodge out the way. A couple of people spun in front of me, I think. So I was first few laps. I was roughly back in the position I started in. Then as we went on, there was a couple more incidents in front, and I made it up to, I think it was like running P3 at one point behind J-turn. And then coming out the hairpin, there's a little kink on the left. You have to be careful. Is that when you hit the boost in second gear, I was lifting through there to try and alleviate the boost kicking in, but it just got me, just bit me. So when I got on the brakes and that, I was at an angle, so I started to slide, and then I was just a passenger then, and hit the wall and had damage. So I had to pit for repair damage, which put me literally last. I chose to repair engine damage as well because I picked up a bit of engine damage, which I knew if I carried on at that rate, I wouldn't make it to the end anyway. So I think the pit stop time was like 50 seconds, so it put me dead last. So from there on, from about lap 7 or 8 or something, or it might have been a lap 10, something like that, it was just hammer down, try and make up as many places as I could. So I had a pretty good recovery race. I drove pretty well, but I ultimately had the pace possibly for top 5. So pretty gutted, to be honest.
Yeah, everything considered, that was a very well executed recovery, but of course it sucks to not end up where you thought you would. But yeah, cheers, man. It was a very entertaining race to watch, regardless.
Cheers, mate.
Right. And with that, did we have... We did have other hands, but they have gone back down. We do have one from Tines here. Tines was involved up and down the whole field, I feel, with plenty of battles. Tell me about them, man.
Yeah, I think I was one of the first to pit, so it put me in the mix a little bit. But after my qualifying, top 10 was the target, and it was just keeping it clean. And I'm just so surprised to have finished where I did. But I threw the softs on at the end for like 10 laps or so, and they worked really well. People were telling me they would overheat, but managed to keep them cool. And yeah, there were some hairy moments. But I just want to say thanks a lot to Jim and Roy, who've been hosting and organising these, and thanks to you, of course, for commentating and all that. So really enjoyed it. Yeah, P4, woo!
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Oh, and hi, Mum.
Congratulations, dude. Yeah, I always try to make sure to shout Roy and Jim out for this even being able to happen. And speaking of Jim, I think we have him back on the stage here. What's up, man?
Nothing's up, man. I just wanted to say, like Tinnis did, that he remembered to say what I forgot to say, which is, massive thank you to you, man. Hopefully all the viewers enjoyed the racing, and I'm sure your commentary and your live streaming added a huge amount to that. So really appreciate that, Jonas, and also to Quarto as well. He's been overdoing it on server 2 as well. So cheers, Jonas, for all your efforts. Just a couple more races for you to give up your time for, and look forward to watching your streams back on all of them. Cheers, man.
It is a pleasure every single time, I must say. And with that, we are finished up for tonight, I believe. So thanks to everyone who tuned in, and thanks to all the people who went out racing and gave us something to watch. It was super fun as always. And with that, I bid you goodbye.